Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So, in today's video, of course, I want to talk about Bitcoin, and specifically in this video, right, I want to talk about, is it time, right, to actually cash out? Okay, is it actually time to, sell your Bitcoins? Because maybe, right, if I show you guys right here, maybe you guys bought Bitcoin when Bitcoin was back down, a couple months ago when Bitcoin was at, $20,000, or maybe when it was at $18,000, $17,000, but you bought some Bitcoin, and obviously where Bitcoin has in fact been heading from there on, right, is up. So obviously you guys are in fact up in profit if you guys bought Bitcoin. Obviously, when it was at maybe $25,000, $20,000, below $20,000, right? A couple months ago when it was all the way down here. Is it time to cash out? Well, it really depends, guys, right? Do you actually need that money? Okay, that's what I always say, guys, right? If you want to actually cash out your Bitcoin and crypto, take your profits, right? Do you need that money? Okay, if not, okay, I think you guys should hold it long term. So I don't think, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys, right? I don't think it's time to cash out just yet because we know where Bitcoin is heading, right? I've been showing you guys a fair few charts. I've been talking about this many times. We know Bitcoin is going to go way higher. Bitcoin is nowhere near, its previous all-time highs, right? It really, really isn't. You guys can just clearly see that. So Bitcoin will obviously pump even more very, very soon, in my opinion, right? We know the Bitcoin halving is obviously right around the corner, less than 1 year from now. So you guys understand, right, that we are in fact in the buy era right now. Okay, that's what you guys have to understand. Okay, so you guys can clearly see, right, the market. I already showed you guys this in my previous video, but the market today is not really moving. You guys can clearly see that. A fair few altcoins are in fact moving though, like Litecoin, XRP, Solana, Polkadot, right, Bitcoin Cash, and many more. But majority of them are not really moving today, which is understandable. Now, I want to show you guys this chart right here. This is obviously the Bitcoin chart, and it's indicating that it's going to pump, right? So we know every single time we have this falling wedge, once we enter, a bear market per se, and we see Bitcoin drop massively, it will, bounce back up, right? You guys can clearly see in the previous years, 2013 and 2015, we saw Bitcoin drop, and then it had a massive pump up in 2017, and then 2017 to 2019, a drop, right? So 2018, it did in fact drop. And then it had a slight pump, and then it dropped again. And then in 2021, we know what happened, right? It absolutely pumped up to the upside. And then that is when in 2022, we saw a drop. So obviously, okay, we will in fact see a pump up. Clearly, you guys can clearly see Bitcoin right now is clearly breaking out from this falling wedge that we have in fact been seeing all of 2022, right? And you guys can just clearly see that we are in fact forming a new pattern up to the upside. So it's all ups from here, guys. Okay, and this is why I really do believe this is not the time to cash out, because Bitcoin will pump even more. Okay, especially in the next upcoming few years, 2024 and 2025, when we will in fact be in a bull market. I want to say we are in fact 100% in a bull market just yet. We're still in a bear market. Bitcoin is nowhere near its previous all-time high. It's not even halfway through there yet. So if you really think about it, we are in fact in the buy zone. Okay, but you guys can clearly see, okay, Bitcoin did in fact hit bottom. Okay, you guys can clearly see this chart back down here. Every time it hits bottom, it recovers. And guess what? That's exactly where we are right now. Okay, hit bottom. Okay, and now Bitcoin's slowly recovering, forming a new pattern up to the upside, just like what it did in previous years. So it's all ups from here, guys, right? In the next upcoming few months, years, 2024 and 2025, I'm talking about, we will in fact see Bitcoin pump. And you guys can clearly see, I've showed you guys this before, right? But with halving is in fact happening, okay? And every single time, you guys can even see it, right, in previous years, every single time we have the halving, Bitcoin tends to pump the most. That's why it really pumps the most, and of course reaches a new all-time high. So it's looking pretty good for Bitcoin, right? It's still in the right path right now to reach a new all-time high for potentially next year in 2024. I don't think Bitcoin will, this is just my opinion, but I don't think Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high this year. I think it's going to happen next year, right, when the halving actually happens. So some exciting times, because that's literally right around the corner, and that's less than 1 year from now. So some exciting times. So for all my Bitcoin holders out there that's watching this video, we should be very excited that this is in fact going to happen. Buckle up, because we're going to see Bitcoin pump, and not just Bitcoin, but altcoins as well. And we call it alt season. And that's when we see, altcoins pump, right? Like what we saw in 2021. So let's talk about it, right? So many reasons why I've been telling guys, we should be buying Bitcoin right now. Okay, we shouldn't be, panic selling or just selling or cashing out in Bitcoin right now. We should be buying, guys. Very, very simple. Okay, you guys can clearly see we are in fact at the buy zone. Okay, we are still in the buy zone, even though it says below all-time high buy zone. But in my opinion, we are still completely in a buy zone, guys. Okay, this is what I want you guys to understand. Bitcoin, right, is nowhere near its previous all-time highs. Not even halfway through there yet. So it's still a great time to buy Bitcoin. I really want you guys to understand that, right? So if you missed the opportunity on buying Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at 20K or even below 20K, right? If you missed that opportunity or even buying Bitcoin at 25K, okay, if you missed those opportunities on buying Bitcoin at those price targets, I think right now 30K is still a great buy, especially if you're investing for long term, and you should be. Bitcoin has stored value. We know where Bitcoin's going to be heading in the next few years. Okay. And of course, in the next few decades, right, where one Bitcoin will be worth, right? It's going to be worth not just 1 million, but millions of dollars, right? We all know that Bitcoin has store of value, right? It really, really, really does. Like, just think about it, right? Where was Bitcoin 10 years ago, back in 2013? Back in 2013, Bitcoin was like at $100. Okay. And I think that was that first ever time we actually saw Bitcoin reach $100. Okay, and now 10 years later, Bitcoin's worth tens and thousands of dollars, $30,000. And remember, at one point back in 2021, it was worth 69K. So just think about that. Okay, so imagine where Bitcoin will be 10 years from now. So always invest into Bitcoin long term, guys. Okay, I know a lot of people trade it, which is understandable, right? It's really, really, really volatile. Okay, so Bitcoin moves up and down a whole bunch. So it's understandable why people are in fact trading into Bitcoin. And yes, I trade into Bitcoin and of course altcoins, but I'm mainly more of a investor, guys, right? When I'm investing into crypto, right? When I'm in the crypto space, I'm mainly more of a long-term investor. So I am looking, guys, okay, and it's clearly we are in fact in a buy zone. And this is another chart showing you guys that we are in fact in a buy zone as well, right? So we know, okay, you want to buy low, sell high. Okay, so clearly right now we are in fact in the buy area. You guys can clearly see that it's indicating that we are in fact in the buy area, because we are in fact still nowhere near its previous all-time highs. So we're still in the buy area. That's what I want you guys to get your head into. You know what I mean? This was back like 2 weeks ago when Bitcoin was actually at 26K. But there's no difference between $26,000 and $30,000. You know what I mean? I actually showed you guys this chart before, but I want to show you guys it again that, it's not the time to cash out. This is the time to stack as much Bitcoin as you possibly can. As you possibly can. Okay, I'm telling you guys that right now. Not financial advice, right? Always do your own research, but clearly we are still in a bear market. I wouldn't say, we are in fact in a bull market just yet, right? This is all I will say this, we are in fact obviously in the beginnings of the next bull market, but we are still in a bear market, guys. Okay, Bitcoin is still low. It's nowhere near its previous all-time highs, like I said many times. So if you really think about it, it's still a great time to buy, especially these altcoins. If you go to the crypto market yourself and you look at the majority of these altcoins, it's cheap. It's dirt cheap. Okay, so personally, guys, right, it's not the time to cash out. It's the time to buy. You want to buy low and then sell high. A lot of people right out there are going to do the complete opposite, right? A lot of people are going to get into Bitcoin when it's pumping. They're going to chase that green candle. For some reason, that's just how our human brains operate, right? We like to buy high and then sell low. Okay, I don't know why. That's how you lose money, guys, right? You don't want to you don't want to buy high and then sell low, right? You don't want to panic sell when it's like crashing or whatnot, right? You want to buy low and then sell high. Okay, that's what we should be doing. So clearly, we are in fact in the buy zone. Okay, it's indicating that we are in fact in the buy zone. And look at that. Check this out. This is obviously the Bitcoin rainbow chart. I've showed you guys this many times, and you guys can clearly see right here, right over here, that is indicating we are in fact in the buy area, and of course accumulate, right? So we are in fact in the accumulate zone as well. So we all should be accumulating, we all should be buying. Okay, so that's that, guys. Okay, you guys can just clearly see that by the Bitcoin rainbow chart. And I showed you guys this chart many times, in the past. It's been a while since I actually showed you guys this, so I might as well show you guys this in this video. It's a great demonstration why we should be, stacking and buying and accumulating into Bitcoin right now, because that's exactly what it's indicating. Okay, and this rainbow chart is never wrong, really, right? It's literally never wrong. Look at this. When it was in fact in the reds, we should be selling. You know what I mean? Because it was in fact at its all-time highs, and that's exactly where it was, right? So this rainbow chart Bitcoin arbitrage is pretty realistic, I must say. So clearly it is in fact in the buy area and accumulate area. So we all should be buying and accumulating, right? So that's that. Now the Bitcoin monthly returns, we know it's July. So that means July, usually we know Bitcoin does actually perform pretty well this month in July. And you guys can see it's up 0.34%. So that's absolutely amazing to see. And I think this will, continue on to the upside. It's only 3rd of July, so still early into this month. But I reckon in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right, towards the end of this month, we're going to see some massive gains. That's just my opinion. Because usually July, you guys can see in previous years, 2022, 2021, 2020, it has performed pretty well, right? Even in 2018, 2017, it was performing pretty well as well, 2015 and 2013, 10 years ago. So majority of the time, July should be a good month for Bitcoin. So be excited for that, guys. Be excited for that. But yes, that's pretty much it, guys, right? That is pretty much it for this video. I just really wanted to make this video just to let you guys know it's not the time to cash out, because I feel like a lot of people right now are in fact panicking or not as patient right now because Bitcoin is not really moving and whatnot. But you guys have to understand, right? If we go to the daily time frame, Bitcoin has in fact been recovering all of 2023 so far. This month, this year has been absolutely amazing for Bitcoin. You guys can clearly see that, right? If we go back to the monthly returns for Bitcoin, you guys can see at the beginning of this year in January, we had a 40% return. And then March, we had a 23%. And then April, 2.8%. But not much movement right there. But January, 40%. Think about that, right? And then March, 23%. So clearly this year, we are in fact in recovery mode. And Bitcoin is obviously recovering. You guys can clearly see that, okay? Even though, yes, I had some corrections. I pumped, had a correction, pumped again. Okay, and then we saw this very slow downtrend right here, but then we break out of it, right? You guys can clearly see that, and this is where we are right now. So clearly, you guys can clearly see, we are nowhere near Bitcoin's bottom, which was $15,000 last November and 16K, right? So it's obviously forming a new pattern up to the upside. Okay, so that's why I've been telling you guys this many times. So obviously, I don't think it's the time to cash out. That's just my personal opinion, right? It really isn't. I think we're still in the buy zone and we should be buying right now, especially since if I go to the 4-hour time frame, right? Especially since Bitcoin is in fact holding at $30,000. You guys can clearly see that hasn't really been moving, right? Like sometimes it will touch $31,000, one right here, one right here, one right here, and one right here. Every single time it touches $31,000, it will just bounce back up to 30K. So it is obviously consolidating at this level of $30,000. You guys just clearly see that right here, right? So clearly it's time to stack more. That's my personal opinion, right? It really is. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what are you guys personally doing? Are you guys buying right now? Are you guys stacking as much as you possibly can, ready for the next bull market? And that's when I will, personally take my profits, right? But let me know, what are you guys personally doing? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know. But on that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a blessed, guys.